record this session. Since there are a few people here, I will just have the people who work at the pub introduce themselves. And then I might go ahead and ask any members of the press as well to just go ahead and introduce themselves just for everybody's information, if they don't mind. So I'll go ahead. My name is Sarah, she, her, hers. I'm the development assistant here. And then I'll go ahead and pass it over to Cheryl.
My name is Cheryl Barr, she, her, hers, and I am a member of the homeless outreach team.
My name is Claire Bopp, and I am the Director of Shelter Services at the Poverello Center, and I use she, her pronouns.
I'm Jill Bonney. I don't know why my thing was saying Claire Bopp. It looked like there were two Claire Bopps here. So, but I changed it. So Jill Bonney, Executive Director at the Poverello Center. Katie, you and Tanisha wanna?
Sure. I'm Katie Leahy, she, her, hers, also with the homeless outreach team.
Tanisha Katna, she, her, hers, homeless outreach team.
Great. And then are there any members of the press here?
Hi, my name is Kira. I'm with K-PAX here in Missoula. Hi.
Oh,
Hey,
great.
Kira, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Kira. Great. Okay, well, I think we'll just get started with our agenda, then I can let people in as they come in. Jill, would you like to give the winter shelter update, or Claire, are you gonna do that?
I think Claire's gonna start and then I'll wrap it up if there's anything left. I think she's got some cool stuff to share, so.
Okay,
Claire.
perfect.
Yeah. We are winding down winter shelter. Our last day is going to be April 10th, which is Monday. And so I just wanted to share, with this group some information about who we've been serving this winter. We had our data guy pull statistics. So the data is only correct up till today, but so far we've provided over 17,000 nights of shelter to our neighbors in Missoula. Last year we had an average of 70 people staying every night, and this year we've averaged much more. We had 132 nights in a row of over 100 people staying in the emergency winter shelter. Our numbers only dropped recently, March 20th, to below 100. We served 794 unique individuals. So almost 800 different people have walked through our doors at Johnson Street. And the majority of them were male, 63%, and 25% were female. And the remaining were identified as a gender other than female or male, or did not indicate a preference. The last little fact I wanted to share was how many meals we served. So this year we were lucky enough to be able to serve one hot meal during, Monday through Friday. And to that end, we served 8,500 hot dinners to our guests at J Street. So it was a busy season over there. And as we wind down, it's just nice to sort of reflect on all the work we did and how grateful we were to be able to serve, almost 800 people this winter. So I just wanted to share that.
Did you have any other updates you wanted to share, Claire? Or do you want me to do the rest of them? You want to do the rest? Okay. So I because we're closing on Monday, this is our final Johnson Street neighborhood meeting. So I just appreciate all of the people that have come and been supportive and shared concerns. And I think it just helps us continue to do a better job. We always learn. And so we just appreciate people coming and supporting. We have been messaging to our guests for quite a while, the options that are available to them once the emergency winter shelter closes. you know, they can certainly come to the Poverello Center. We have a lottery every day for individuals to be able to get a bed, which means they may not have a bed tonight, but they might tomorrow. There's the temporary safe outdoor space where people can, they're like the hard-sided pallet shelters that are over by the detention center off Mullen. There, unfortunately, there's not an authorized camping site this year, and so that's not an option for people. And I just want to express that although we're telling people these are options, there is not nearly enough beds or spaces for people who need them in Missoula, and especially there will not be once the emergency winter shelter closes. So that's the reality of it, and I think that the homeless outreach team is going to see that the most. They work with individuals who are living unsheltered, and so that makes their work that much harder, not only because people are scattered in different areas, but also it just isn't fun to tell people there's no options for them. So we just are doing our best. Monday, when before we close our doors, we do have some volunteers that are coming and are serving a nice breakfast to our guests. And then we will be sending them with a sack lunch so that they should be, you know, have a good breakfast and a sack lunch to take with them when they go. And then also, so everyone knows, we do have a neighborhood cleanup that's scheduled. We couldn't get a big enough group scheduled until May 6th, but we do have a big volunteer group that is coming to do a pretty good span of the neighborhood cleanup on May 6th. Yeah, I guess just open to any questions if anyone has any questions on any of that. Yep. Okay. Am I forgetting anything that you can think of, Claire? Yeah, okay. Homeless outreach team, do one of you guys want to give a update on your work?
Yeah, so we definitely do not have enough gear to support everybody who is going to be displaced during the winter or after winter shelter, which is pretty unfortunate. We have been working really hard with our development team and the community to try to get as many donations as possible. But we will probably have enough for not even quite half of the folks. So that's kind of a concern on our part, but we're going to do what we can going forward. We have been seeing already an increase in camps around the city. But for the most part, one thing that we're pretty proud of is that this year, we've definitely seen about 9 out of 10 of the people or more that are camping. They're keeping their spaces very clean. They're, you know, doing a really good job of respecting like people out in the community. Obviously, we're still going to see some people, you know, on bike paths, stuff like that. We are in contact with those people, trying to ask them if they could go somewhere else a little bit more out of the way. So far, most of them have been pretty compliant. And yeah, this year it's going to be tough. We have seen a lot higher numbers than usual. So it's, you know, it's going to be one of those roll with the punches and just do what we can.
Any questions for the homeless outreach team? Sorry, Sarah, I didn't mean to take that from you. I think the only other thing that I had on here, and I didn't know if I'd give an update, but since there's not a lot of questions, I can give an update on it. I talked about it a little bit in the last neighborhood meeting, which was the Poverello Center neighborhood meeting. But the Poverello Center worked with other shelters in the state to create a coalition in the past year. And so it's called the Montana Coalition to Solve Homelessness. And we've been working with other providers in the state to do some education and outreach and lobbying with our legislators in Helena. And so We've had some bills that have we've tried to get passed. We had House Bill 380, which would have given us $1 million a year, so 2 million for the biennium for the whole state, to be able to use for programs, knowing that the shelters around the state are serving more people, et cetera. And it went really far in the House, but didn't make it through appropriations kind of at the end, which is kind of the end of the road for the House side. Which is a bummer, but we're also, you know, really glad that we had the opportunity to educate and talk to as many people as we could around the state and let them know, you know, how big of an issue homelessness is. And that if it doesn't, it may not look in one area the same that it looks in another area in the state. And as we see housing prices rise, the problem's just not getting any easier. So we also, along with House Bill 5, have an opportunity to get $5 million in one-time only funding for the entire state, for shelters that are working on capital projects, or need to have repairs in their building, things like that. And so far that has passed all the way through the House side and just needs to pass through the Senate. So we're feeling really optimistic about us getting some funding out of House Bill 5. For those of you that don't know, there's a $2+ billion surplus in Montana this year. And so we felt like $5 million to go towards homelessness made sense. And we hope that that becomes a possibility. So if you know, see that happen, we're excited about it and hoping that that will help shelters around the state be able to provide better services. You can go ahead, Sarah.
So are there any other questions that we can talk about? We have a little bit more time, so we're happy to address anything. David?
Thanks, Stephanie. Just something based off, well, thanks also for having me here and putting this meeting on. I'm with the Partnership Health Center. I was just curious, something that Jill just mentioned, the House Bill 5. Is there like a working group or any way to like plug in to help you out, or you know, anything like that going on?
Yeah, David, we have a partners group that is quite a few organizations. I think there are some people from partnership that are getting the messaging on that, but if you would like to be included on that, just go ahead and put your information in the chat and I'm happy to get you included on that. We're hoping to do some work, you know, between the sessions too, and just continue that. So love to have you.
Awesome. Anybody else? Okay, well, then I think we might wrap it up. I just wanted to throw out there, Tanisha and Katie and Sophie from HADA are all here, Cheryl as well, and they mentioned that we're still really looking for some supplies like tents, sleeping bags, and then also yeah, backpacks as well. So if you have any, you know, just maybe like lying around in your garage collecting dust, if you have any, you know, friends that have some that, you know, they're not using, we would love to get those from you. You can just bring them to the Poverello or drop them by anytime. So that would be great. We also, on our donations page, have a list of things that we need. It's just an Amazon wish list, so you can shop there anytime. And we're always really, really grateful for that support from you guys. So thanks so much. And I think that's everything.
I know everybody's really quiet tonight. I probably want to get out and enjoy the sunshine because it's beautiful outside. Okay, thanks for joining.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for
having
everybody's
us.
support.
Thanks, everybody.